Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and it's match day 26 in the Premier League, and with just 13 match days to go, we are still not clear. The title is red hot on, especially after Liverpool's draw against Aston Villa. Just at the moment 8 points separating Liverpool and Arsenal, but Arsenal have a game in hand now. Then you go at the for those Champions League places, for those European places, third place Nottingham Forest with 47 points, up until 10th place Brighton with 37 points. 8 teams fighting it out to get into those European places. If you talk about the relegation zone, I as much as we like to banter, we try to include Manchester United. I don't think it's going to happen. I think in my opinion Southampton are done. I think they are going to get relegated, and then I think it is between Wolves, Leicester and Ipswich, just 10 points between those three teams, and I think any one of them could get relegated. Quite a couple of really interesting games this weekend, so let's go ahead and start making our prediction. The first game, it is Leicester City versus Brentford. It is 19th versus 11th. Now Leicester, they are all over the place. 4 defeats in their last 5 games as well. It is not really working out for them, to be very honest with you. When Ruud van Nistelrooy came in, everybody thought he was going to turn their season around, but it has not happened. Playing against Brentford side, Thomas Frank's side, one of the most inconsistent side and one of the most entertaining sides as well. If they really put on a really good run, they could really surprise everybody and get into Europe, but it has not happened for them this season. They are going away to Leicester. It's going to be a Friday night game, and I don't think it's going to be a good night for Leicester City and their fans. I think the Bees are going to win this game, and I think it's going to be quite a fun game. I'm going for a 2-0 win for Brentford. Moving on, it is Everton versus Manchester United. It's the first game on a Saturday. Everton are in a tremendous form. The last 5 games, 4 wins and just 1 draw. They are undefeated in their last 5 games, playing amazing football. Moyes has turned the club around. Everything is working for him. Playing against a Manchester United side who are dreadful at the moment. Nothing is going up for them. Just 1 win in their last 5 games, and they're losing games. It's like Christmas has left, but Santa has not gone away, and is distributing points for everybody. And I think he's going to distribute 3 points to Everton as well, because I don't see any other results apart from an Everton win, and I really think this could turn out to be a very embarrassing game for Manchester United. I'm going for a 3-0 win for Everton. Then it's the most surprising team of the league this year. It is Bournemouth at 5th against Wolverhampton Wanderers at 18th. Bournemouth have been really amazing. 3 wins in their last 5 games. They keep on winning. They keep on impressing everybody. Playing against a Wolves side who are really struggling. Just 1 win in their last 5 games, 4 defeat. They are at the bottom of it at the moment, and they are going away to Bournemouth, who are playing really good football. I don't think there is going to be any other result apart from a Bournemouth win. They really want to get into those into the Champions League at the moment. I think they are going to be. I think they are going to win the Champions League, to be very honest with you, and I think they are going to win this game as well. And I think it's going to be quite a comfortable win as well. I'm going for a 3-1 win for Bournemouth. Then it's Ipswich Town versus Tottenham Hotspur. It is 18th versus 11th. Now Ipswich, they are winners in their last 5 games, 4 defeats. Last weekend they drew somehow, so that was a very important for them. They are playing against a Spurs side who, if I'm being very honest with you, if the game would have been like a couple of weeks ago, a month ago, I would have said that they are going to really struggle. They might even lose the game, but the last 2 weeks they have they have been able to win the games. They defeated United last weekend, which is not something to really brag about, because United are really poor at the moment. I think this is going to be quite an interesting game. Both of these teams like to go ahead and play attacking football. Ipswich at home, they could really surprise Tottenham here. I'm not I'm not even kidding here. I would not be surprised if Ipswich go ahead and get that 3 points, and that is going to be really massive for them. But I'm gonna stay on the fence here. I'm gonna go for a draw, an entertaining draw. I'm going for a 2-2 draw between Ipswich and Spurs. Then it's Southampton versus Brighton. It is 20th versus 10th. Now Southampton, for me, they are basically done. 25 games played, and their points are still in single figures. That just shows how poor they have been. The last 5 games, again, 4 defeats in the last 5 games as well. They are playing against a Brighton side who really, this is one of those games where Brighton can really slip up. They have been quite inconsistent. I really did not expect them to be that inconsistent, to be very honest with you. But yet again, they are playing really good football. They defeated Chelsea. They thrashed Chelsea last weekend. So, and the way that Southampton are playing, I think it's going to be another easy win for Brighton, and I think it's going to be with the same scoreline as well. I'm going for a 3-0 win for Brighton. Then we move on to the Emirates. It's Arsenal versus West Ham. It is second versus 14th. Arsenal have been in an amazing form. 4 wins in their last 5 games and 1 draw. They are undefeated. For a long time. They keep on winning games. They keep on drawing games. They are really pushing Liverpool for the title, and they will be really excited with what happened with Liverpool in midweek. With that draw, there's really given a breath of fresh air for that title challenge against Arsenal. And West Ham, they have been really poor. They are all over the place. Just 1 win in their last 5 games. Their last 4 games, 3 defeats and a draw. So they are in a really poor form, and I think Arsenal are going to take an advantage. Even though we don't have any proper attacking players at the moment. Merino is our go-to guy, but I still think we are going to win it, and I think we are going to win it comfortably as well. I'm going for a 3-0 win for Arsenal. Then it's a London derby. It is Fulham versus Crystal Palace. It is 8th versus 13th. Now both these teams are in a really a good sort of form. Both of them have won 3 of their last 5 games. Both of them have lost 2 games as well. So they are coming in this game in a similar sort of situation. Fulham are really close to those European places, and they would want to get an important win over their rivals, local rivals as well. It's a derby, as I said before as well, and every single point at the moment is very important for those teams trying to get into Europe. Palace, on the other hand, they basically are very safe away from that relegation battle, and I don't think they are going to qualify for Europe. They are just at the moment, Palace are one of those teams who could be spoilers, who could turn out be the party poppers for so many teams. I think it's going to be quite an interesting game. I think it's going to be quite a fun game, but I think Fulham are just going to sneak in. I think they are going to do it. Marco Silva somehow is going to tell his players something, and they are going to nick it in that. It will be very close, very entertaining. A 2-1 win for Fulham. Then it's Aston Villa versus Chelsea. It is 9th versus 6th. Now Aston Villa, they are winless in their last 5 games, just 4 draws and 1 defeat. Their game against Liverpool, I think they will be really disappointed that they did not win the game, especially at the last moment where they had a really big chance. They could have easily lost that game as well if Nunes scores that goal, but they could have win that game as well. So they are not really able to hold on to the games. They are playing against a Chelsea side who are really struggling. They have won twice in their last 5 games. But their performances have not been there. Chelsea at the moment are really struggling, and there's a big concern that maybe they are not going to be able to finish into those European places as well. They are 4 points ahead of Aston Villa, so Aston Villa have another incentive to get the win and get close to Chelsea as well. And I think they are going to be able to do it. I think Chelsea are going to suffer a defeat here, and Aston Villa are going to get back to winning ways. I think it will be very close, but I think in the end Aston Villa are going to win. I'm going for a 3-1 win for Aston Villa. Then it's quite an interesting game, to be very honest with you. It's Newcastle United versus Nottingham Forest. It is 7th versus 3rd. Now both these teams have sort of had a dip in form recently. Newcastle have lost 3 of their last 5 games. Last 2 games have been defeats as well. Forest, on the other hand, out of the last 3 games, 2 of them have been defeats as well. Both of them lost last weekend as well. So it is sort of not looking really good for both of them coming into this game. I think Forest are going the away side. They are still looking much better as compared to Newcastle. I think it'll be a fun game. It will be quite interesting game, but I don't think we are gonna get a winner in this game. I think there are gonna be goals, not that many, but it will be a very hard fought game, and both of them are really fighting it out for those championship places. But I don't, as I said, I don't see a winner. I'm going for a 1-1 draw between Newcastle and Nottingham Forest. And the last game of the weekend is Manchester City versus Liverpool, probably the biggest game of the weekend in the entirety of Europe, as Liverpool travel to the Etihad. A couple of years ago, this game would have been really the title decider, and Manchester City could really turn out to be other party poppers for Liverpool. They have stopped Liverpool from winning the title before, and they can really do it again this year as well. Their form is all over the place. You really don't know what Manchester City are going to do. They were horrendous against Real Madrid in their Champions League games. So coming in the Premier League, playing against a Liverpool side, I think it will be really tough for them. Liverpool, they drew against Aston Villa. They could have easily won that game. Darwin Nunes, I don't know what he was doing. I will be very honest. I said in my review as well, I don't think Liverpool played up to their potential in that game, and I think they know that as well. And if Arsenal win their game, which I think they are going to win, when Liverpool come to play this game, they are going to be like 5 points. The gap is going to be 5 points, so that is going to be in the heads of Liverpool players as well. I would love it. I would love it as an Arsenal fan if Manchester City can go ahead and win the game. And even if they drew the game, that is going to be really good. But unfortunately, I don't see that happening. I think Liverpool are going to give the response after that Villa game. And unfortunately for City, I think their bad run is going to continue, and they're going to have to suffer even more. I think it will be a very easy win for Liverpool. I'm going for a 4-0 win for Liverpool. And with that, my predictions for match day 26 in the Premier League are completed. As I said, really interesting fixtures at the top of the table, at the bottom of the table, and between for those championship places as well. Let me know what you guys think of my predictions in the comment section below. You can make your predictions as well in the comments, and let me know do you agree with mine or not. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 500 subscribers as quickly as possible, so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.